According to Ellie Van Gelderen in her book, The History of the English Language, the English language has been in development since year 449, when it was said to have officially started. But it wasn't until the 1590s that William Shakespeare rose and shaped the early modern English language. With his contributions in the theater, invention of new words, and classical works that defied proper grammar, William Shakespeare influenced the evolution of the English language and continues to inspire writers long after his passing. As an honor student in English 1 and 2, I have done extensive research on William Shakespeare and have recently completed an informative essay on his influence on the English language. To start, I would like to share how William Shakespeare contributed to the English language through his work in the theater. Shakespeare made a large contribution in the theater during his time in London. According to Harold Bloom's ebook on William Shakespeare, Shakespeare was found acting in London around 1592. He established a reputation with a theater called the Globe, located just outside the skirts of London. He wrote over 10 plays by 1598, and by the time of his death, he had already written 38 plays. Now that you know how William Shakespeare contributed to the theater, I'd like to share how he revolutionized the English language with his creative use of words. Shakespeare was known for his cunning way of creating new words. He changed the way a word was set just to meet his syllable requirements. He began combining different words to say more without actually saying more. For example, he would say thinketh instead of just thinking or think. The English language was still in development, giving him the freedom to express himself creatively. William Shakespeare creatively mastered linguistics and moved the English language forward in its development, with not only his transformation of words, but also the grammar in his plays and poems. William Shakespeare did not pay any interest in using proper grammar in his plays or his poems. According to Crystal David's book, Think on My Words, Exploring Shakespeare's Language, William Shakespeare was not fearful to use irregular verbs, adjectives, and paid little attention to word order. In Hamlet, a play written just before 1598, the word woot was used repeatedly during one of his stanzas. The reason behind it was because just by the repetition, the reader would be able to use the context to be able to understand the word written in the stanza. Popularity also increased the exposure to the new form of language. Because his plays dealt in drama, romance, tragedy, and sometimes history, his plays were very popular in his time. People would gather from all over the world just to come and view his plays. His popularity increased the exposure to the new form of language, making it a new and evolved early English language. To summarize, Shakespeare influenced the early English language with his contributions in the theater, creation of new words, and by breaking the norms of grammar. We must thank William Shakespeare for his bravery and the contributions he made to the early English language. Without his efforts, we might not have some of the other writers that he inspired with his daring way of expression.